And when you look at over the horizon, what do you see in data analytics and digital commerce landscape in the next 5 years?
The biggest move I see and bet for is the move from monitoring to recommending.
No more descriptive analytics, give me more prescriptive analytics.
Wanted to build a true sophisticated agentic system that can holistically navigate or utilize all these data. We are supposed to tell a brand, you go right and that's better than going left.
And in some companies or some markets of the big companies, sometimes key account managers are responsible from the retail media campaign management if you're a small and lean team, correct? So you don't have 30 people distributed between media, brand, and commerce teams. So key account managers wearing 3 hats on any given day and a mid-tier retailer and managing the retail media. So now you bring one of the hottest topics I've been writing and talking about the last 2 years. Synergy between retail media / commerce media / paid media and the digital shelf. Now, if I were using Shalion as a user today, and I'm managing 500 million retail media budget, how am I going to be supported to bridge this gap between my paid media and my digital shelf content without being dependent on a third team agency partner?
Without the agency, you mean?
If I can do it myself.
Okay, well, with the agency, what we are doing is we're bridging the solution between the brand and the agency. So this is quite important.
This is one area we can get support.
Yeah. But there is a crucial bridge that we are doing for a few of our clients. I think others are getting there, but we have a few bold, more innovative clients who have also already embraced this. And the way we are bridging this is we're saying, okay, give us access to your agency, like to your campaigns, say in Amazon, right? API. We API the campaigns, we ingest them, we obtain the keywords of these 300 campaigns, we tag them, and then we show the brand share of voice by campaign in the platform, in the digital shelf platform. So in a way, they can first, a very simple thing, but have in the same digital shelf platform a view of how many campaigns, which campaigns with which keywords, and also the share of voice by each of them. So in a way, it's, hey, are my branded keywords well protected, or the conquer keywords that I would want to have? How are they performing? Are we going up or down in the share of voice, right? So this is one thing we're doing. Other things we are doing is we are sending up also digital shelf signals through these activation platforms, right? So we have a series of integrations with major players in the space that ingest our signals from digital shelf, typically the availability signals and others, also share voice signals and so on, and that can be consumed in the execution of the campaigns, be it internally by this smaller e-com team or by the agency. Another thing that I think we are unique in the world, and this I can say, we were a bit of a first mover in the retail media gathering, measuring space here. We were not a first mover in the standard digital shelf. I was mentioning this Clavis thing. We were not there when Clavis started, so we were not a first mover there. But we're a first mover in terms of this of the retail media thing. And what did we do that no other competitor has yet done? Is we radically engineered the way we collect the data, so that we collect the data with the same view that a consumer has. This, you might say, legitimately, you could say, hey, Germán, but you should obvious, right? So you should do this. How on earth is not everyone in your space doing this? Well, because the devil is in the details, right? And when you and then when you create a technology for scraping a retailer, and then you scrape the search engine of the retailer, there you don't get the ads. You scrape the search, and then you put the results in a database, and then maybe a different day you scrape the ads, maybe.
But it doesn't reflect the point of view of a consumer.
It does not, because it's a collection of separate, let's say, gatherings that you cannot possibly unified with the view of the consumer. You could aggregate, right? You could say, well, in general, your share of ads eventually is X, Y, Z, right? What we did is we re-engineered a solution where we picture the retailer page as is, right? So we literally collect the retailer page as the consumer sees it. So with the results in search, in paid, the sponsored brands, the ads, everything around. And we are capturing that, and that's what we call holistic share of voice.
Okay.
Right.
Because you include both parts of the equation,
And the promotion.
advertiser and the consumer.
Yeah. And the promotions, right? So in a way, it's like this is the real placement universe, let's say. And for us, a placement might be an ad, but it might also be a search result or a sponsored search result or a promotion. We weight that also by traffic. That's also very different. So all these is
all the variables of the equation is in the same context.
So we atomize the problem, and we unified the share of voice problem. I think this is crucial. Companies maybe have underestimated this because, well, you keep doing, right? So content, then search, then paid search, then ads, but then they kept adding this. So Shalion delivers this, and this is also why Shalion is among the digital shelf players, the one, I would say, the only one that is supporting at scale large media agencies, because we the strongest, I would say, in this use case.
I was in London for Retail Media Pioneers event, I think 2 months ago, and I talked to your chief product person or one of the product team members, Jack. We met with him here in New York a couple of months back as well. He introduced me to a new feature you're rolling out called Maestro. Here in New York, my favorite Maestro, I have two favorite Maestros, Bernstein and Mahler.
Fantastic.
But about the AI Maestro of Shalion, I heard some early tidbits from him, but I wasn't in freedom to share them. Now I hope you can share some of this with me. How are you helping with the Maestro to predict and prescribe those actions at the convergence of digital shelf and retail media?
Fantastic. No, well, this is the most transformational and strategic project of the company. It started more than a year and a half ago, and it started precisely by envisioning the future of the need of an agentic system to really interact with our users, with the brands. And this agentic system, not only because you want to have this conversation, which I will describe in a minute, but also because it will ultimately impact in the integration also. So the integration with a content PIM platform, this will also be connected with the AI solution, with this Maestro solution. But let me explain you a little bit what it is. So as we were saying, you have this gigantic data gathering, then you have some data processing engineering type of layer, then you have this dashboard thing. Okay, perfect. We wanted to build a true sophisticated agentic system that can holistically navigate or utilize all these data across content, across availability, pricing, promotions, visibility, campaigns, retail media, sales,
bring me commerce. Without commerce, it's not as impactful as it's supposed to be.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. So all that, and I'm stressing this because there is a complexity to doing this holistically, right? And I know other companies are doing pieces of the data. We went all the way through to say this needs to be a connected agentic system, and this agentic system allows you to, number one, talk to your data. This is crucial. It's not only a matter of time. It's not only a matter of if you look into the dashboards, it takes 3 hours, and if you do it conversationally, it takes 3 minutes. It's not only that. It's that we've researched that eventually an incredible number, like 70-80% of the real questions that clients have cannot possibly be answered through the dashboards in a way.
No.
And maybe I
It's
don't
a
know if
huge
you
number, by the way.
didn't you experience something like that? It's like
We experienced, but I wasn't expecting to hear it at 80%.
it's an estimate, right? I don't have a rigorous study across clients and so on, but it's a little bit of my gut. It's maybe 2/3, 3/4 of the questions that clients naturally would put. You cannot possibly, let's say, respond through a chart that is pre-existing, right? So what we have created, and this is the Maestro thing, is okay, here's an agentic system that allows you to talk to the data and creates the chart on the fly. And it creates the chart on the fly that tackles your exact question. So if you say, hey, I'm worried about my out of stock in Walmart in the, I don't know, Boston area in the last quarter, Maestro goes and creates on the fly the chart related to that. So you don't need to, it's the other way around. It goes like bottom up in a way, right? And it replies, I will give you a bit of the bigger vision that I have, but maybe after your questions. Yeah.
Because, I mean, we've seen these kind of services, or we call it augmented analytics. And I used TouchSpot in the past, adopted by Walmart, and they were also generating those queries 4 or 5 years ago. But my question is, and I really don't have the answer, by the way, I'm asking a sincere question. As a director of e-commerce, if I'm asking this question, what is my last quarter out of stock performance in Boston region for Walmart stores? I want to get this insight because I need it. If I generate the results for this query, my fulfillment manager or demand planner will get any notification, will get any insight about this because it's impacting their day-to-day. Because if, let's be honest, if I get a red flag of this query, I will send an email to that person. Is AI Maestro going to help me automate this response or reaction across functions? So is it a cross-functional predictive tool?
100%.
Okay.
Yes.
Now we're going in the right direction.
Yeah, I know.
That's super impactful now. Okay.
No, 100%. No, 100%. Because look, once you have that, many things unfold, right? So now you can say, well, because you can look at the data from any angle, any person from trade, from marketing, from the CAM, whatever, the global econ team, everyone can put their own question from its own angle.
But we're still working in silos. We want to break down the silos.
Perfect. And then the next thing you can do and you want to do is create automations through the agentic system also, right? So
Love it.
Yeah. So for example, you now can close the loop and you can say, okay, you go check my content performance and you'd give me please the 50 worst products that I have now my content performance with in Amazon or in Kroger, and you create that list, and you connect to my Salsify PIM platform, and you upload in there a reviewed version of the content titles as suggested by AI version of the content title, so that my content team can review and execute. Like this is becoming to be.
This is becoming a tiki-taka.
This is a little bit more of a Barca.
For our audience who might not be familiar with the term tiki-taka, it's a soccer term from one of the leading soccer clubs in Barcelona. This their play game with the quick passes, fast forward attack. So it's really robust, very powerful attack game. But now you brought another player to the game. We talked about consumer data, how you started journey with the NetQuest and started with consumer intelligence. Then you shifted focus to the CPG manufacturing data, brands, and advertisers. Now we brought retailer to the equation, right? Because this is a triangle. The relationship, it takes 3 to tango in this game, not 2. So we have consumer, brand, and retailer. And again, I'm putting my head for a CPG brand, and I'm preparing for my JVP. It's about this time of the year. It's all in November, and I'm already in top-to-top meetings with my top retailer players, planning for the next year. How am I going to use AI Maestro and Shalion to empower my playbook?
I love this question. I love this one because literally this is one of the use cases that we, when we envisioned Maestro. By the way, the name Maestro aims at expressing that the ultimate ambition of our solution is to give you a recommendation, right? To tell you how to master things, right? And I can elaborate on that maybe later. But this is just to frame that. This is why we call it Maestro, right? Because it's telling you what to do. And we know that today companies are playing with this teammate concept, co-pilot concept. It's true. I mean, that makes also total sense. I maybe am a little bit more of a tech optimist in the sense that when I use Google Maps, I gave up. So I'm not co-piloting. I give up. I say, you guide me. Thank you. Right? And I think this is,
you delegate.
I delegate.
Okay.
Right? And this is a bit my vision also. Of course,
Big trust in tech.
well,
Okay.
well, it's our job to make as good a product as possible for you guys, and then it's also it's for you to evaluate. Hey, this is cool, and I can delegate or not, right? And in the last, this like the decision making power will always remain in the person. That's 100%. But if we are empowering this decision making more and more and more and more, well, I think we are freeing up energy of the teams. We are freeing up their time, their creativity, and in an extremely complex world. But anyway, you were saying JVP planning. When we envisioned Maestro, one of the use cases we started working on was, okay, I have a meeting with my client, with the retailer, and I have to discuss and I have to negotiate.
Yeah, tough meetings.
You
Tesco
know more than I.
Carrefour, Amazon, they will give us hard time.
So we thought, well, okay, Maestro should help you in these discussions. So one of the use cases we worked at was, hey, Maestro, I have this meeting. How can I support my case? How can I ask for XYZ? How can I put pressure on the retailer?
How can I push back for 30% media budget increase?
Correct. Okay, give me reasons.
And prove me with the business arguments, with the performance category metrics.
And this is going to happen hopefully Q1 2026. We are already evolving the solution so that it will be able to create entire reports.
Okay, looking forward to it.
Yeah, this is going to be a massive thing. It's to get it with quality is a very big challenge, but we are almost there. And why is this crucial? Because then you will be able to, okay, create me a story with which I can go to this negotiation.
Yeah, of course.
Right? And create me the reasons I need to put forward in my pushback to this retailer.
Because we growing category together with our retailer partners, but sometimes it doesn't necessarily be always paid media, always increased budget. Sometimes we can show the category dynamics. Sometimes we show other improvements we built in our brand, etc., etc. So we need more predictions and prescriptive tactical planning from our tools on the tech stack like Shalion. Now, I'm inviting you to my sailboat. Okay, we're taking off from Battery Park towards Atlantic Ocean. And when you look at over the horizon, what do you see in data analytics and digital commerce landscape in the next 5 years? As a data scientist and a tech entrepreneur, what do you see?
The biggest move I see and bet for is the move from monitoring to recommending. This is the
no more descriptive analytics. Give me more prescriptive analytics.
But this is easier said than done, right? We say this in one sentence. It's a gigantic, let's say, leap, and it requires on the inside of our companies a massive investment. It requires a very sophisticated tech team, because combining all these data sets and creating a semantic layer that can cope with all these types of inquiries and questions and so on, and create the modeling, right? Because look, the modeling is something that has been missing in the digital shelf space. We're talking about AI, but the modeling has never been there.
You know what I like? Because of your first company, probably NetQuest and consumer intelligence, in our conversation, I noticed you're often bringing up the consumer semantic contextualization of the data product, which oftenly missed. Because many people come from data engineering background, agency background, and they look at the problem for commerce, brand, content focus. You keep repeating the consumer holistic semantic approach, which I like, because again, consumer conversion, consumer retention, consumer lifetime value is a huge performance indicator for everything we discuss.
Absolutely. So we have, but to my point, so to really meet the or let's say succeed in the incredible challenge of creating a recommendation system, you need to master the data gathering and data engineering piece. This is big. You need to create a huge and sophisticated modeling layer. This, again, has been missing in this space. That's why people ended up like you in your old days, well, a bit clueless with all these descriptive KPIs and dashboards. And okay, perfect, but then so what, right? Because the modeling is missing. Now, the modeling is very tough because the modeling requires to combine other pieces of data, sales data, consumer data eventually. But I'm not even saying now consumer data. Let's bring this maybe in 1 or 2 years into the...
Yeah, we didn't even talk about first-party CDP, cloud rules. We didn't even touch
that yet. This will come.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, okay, no, but let's do what we are supposed to do right now, right? We are supposed to tell a brand, you go right and that's better than going left. This, to me, this is something that a company like Shalion owes to the client. Our value proposition cannot be, here's the data. Right?
No, absolutely. And that's what we expect. To be honest with you, CPG teams are much more educated, much more literate about not only commerce and media, also data analytics than 5 years ago. And maybe they're not data scientists yet, but they pretty much have a better understanding what's running under the hood. And to your point, they demand these futures, models, and robust performance from the tech partners.
I'm super surprised by many of our clients. They are becoming incredibly advanced very, very quickly. So we have incredible users of our Maestro solution that are challenging us already, that are using it at scale. And so it's moving incredibly quick.
Is Maestro now available across multiple markets?
Yes.
Perfect. Can we try it?
We can,
of course. I'm looking forward to getting my hands dirty with a little bit of data science experiments in there.
Fantastic.
Hey, Mara, it was a pleasure.
It was.
Thank you very much for having us on your busy schedule. I know you have a flight today on Friday in Manhattan. Good luck with that. And it was a really nice conversation. Thanks for answering all my curveball questions. And I hope it was a breeze for you. I'll see you on our next sailboat trip, hopefully in another conference.
All right. I did take that.
Thank you very much for having us for that. Thanks for tuning into the ecommert podcast. I was with German Loewe, the founder and CEO of Shalion in Manhattan offices today. Until next time, stay ahead of the curve.
This episode is brought to you by Commerce Media Summit, a key event that will unite brands, agencies, and platforms to shape the future of commerce media for 2026. Excited to meet us at industry events next year? Scan the QR code to view the full event calendar kit.